So let it be written. So let it be done.
We're going to get right into it. I have a little bit of a story to tell you, honestly. When I go live, I like to tell people about information that you may have missed. You know, we all talk about equality, but what is the worst type of inequality is not having the information that you don't have, which could lead you to financial wealth, that could lead you to something that could change your life. And I think I have that knowledge that I'm going to give to you. And let's talk about what that is. So if you've been watching my platform, I have been telling people for a while that the underdog is the thing that I am for. I like to see the hidden treasures, and I have found that treasure. Every single company is scraping and fighting for this technology. This is not clickbait. This is deduction based on the evidence. But today I'm also going to share with you some abduction, the most logical thought process that leads me to why I want you to understand this thing I won't let go of. Zero knowledge proof technology. Now I say that, and I know what's going to happen. Someone's going to say, "Underdog, where's the token at?" This is not about buying a token. These big companies aren't buying tokens. They are buying access. You are buying tokens as a retail investor because that is all we know to do. How does that process work? This is easy. You do the research, and then you do speculation. And you try to put together the best possible position for yourself is to buy low into a cryptocurrency and sell high. Tell me I'm wrong about this. Everything you do is coupled with and surrounding that thing. But the problem is we apply that logic to institutional investors, and institutional investors, other than Bitcoin and Ethereum, you don't hear them talk about buying a token, do you? You hear about venture capital companies creating access through giving money. And we've become so desensitized to how much money. Let me make sure I'm clear with you so you can get the essence of this and why it's so important that you're watching the Connected series. Go to that QR code right there. That's my private network for those who want to get the in-depth discussion. You're going to put yourself in a position you can make yourself a great deal of success. But let me explain this to you very clearly. When you look at these tokens, someone asked, and I'm going to bring them up. This is a spotlight. One of the people on my platform asked recently, and I love the question. Max Odessa, this is a shout out to you. Where's ZK? Now that question may seem very small to you. His question is one of the best questions ever asked. Underdog, I hear you talking about zero knowledge proofs, but where is it at? Let's talk about that, folks. Why is zero knowledge proof such a thing that I keep bringing up? It's not me. It's them. See, we have to have evidence. We have to have proof that this is the thing that we need to look for. And I have the proof. Because they, the people who are they, T-H-E-Y, they have invested billions of dollars into this one technology. How do you know that, Underdog? Prove it to us. Today, I'm going to prove it to you. Because I've been doing it with my Connected series and Connected Tissue. I'm going to prove it to you. Let's talk about that proof. I want to make sure that everyone here sees why I believe what I believe. $30 billion market cap, $146 for Avalanche. Almost an $8 billion market cap, $19.90 per token for Aptos. $6 billion market cap, $1.29 for Polygon. All right. What do these have in common? $146 for a token. 3 of these tokens, cryptos, call them what you want to, consist of the 7 that BlackRock themselves, the biggest, largest asset manager in the world. Let's take a break. Let's breathe that in. I'm not going to move past that yet. I want you to hear what I'm saying. I want to press a stop because we hear all this money and then we just move on. The biggest asset manager in the world. $11.3 trillion. We talk about losing $1 trillion of debt. The company globally makes $11.3 trillion. Can we sit back for a minute on that? Now, BlackRock, with their trillions of dollars, who've invested hundreds of thousands, if not more, for individuals who are the best of the best economics. They use all these data tools to determine what products can they extend to their institutional investors that will give them the most amount of money. They chose 7. And of those 7 they chose, 3 of those I talked about. Now, it's not about the token. I want you to first give homage and recognize that if a company is telling you that makes trillions of dollars with all their data, everything they know, that they are putting trillions of dollars into a product, shouldn't we listen as a retail investor? If the only access that we have is researchers who are regular people like me and you, who do a couple hours, if not a few hours of research on a crypto topic, and that is the only ammunition we have. We are walking into a fight, a gunfight with a 2-shot pistol, and everyone else has automatics, and then you want to guess. We don't need to guess. BlackRock, with all its money, access, and control, picked 7 cryptocurrencies, 3 of which Dragonfly Capital. You don't need to hear about Dragonfly Capital. You just need to understand what happened. Was key in creating. Polygon is one of those. We have Avalanche and we have Aptos. Now, that's 7. So if we look at that, if it was 6 cryptocurrencies, that would be 50%. Almost 40% of the cryptocurrencies that BlackRock, the $11.3 trillion asset manager, chose to put in a fund called the Build Fund that has $2.9 billion. Dragonfly Capital led in the development, put millions of dollars in. And at the high point of these 3, an Avalanche token was $146. Ask me this question: how much was XRP? Even if you looked at the onset of XRP and the height of XRP, has XRP ever touched $146? No, it has not. And has Avalanche stopped developing? No, it has not. The thing about XRP, it got so much publicity, good or bad publicity, because it got tangled with the SEC, that it became popular and known and talked about. But that doesn't mean that there's not other technologies out there that institutional investors are using, building on, and integrating. And BlackRock selected Avalanche. So wouldn't it make sense, since Avalanche is not currently $146, but at its height 2 years ago, it was $146 per token, and crypto pulled back? Wouldn't it make sense to look into those 7 cryptocurrencies to see who's building on it, why they're building on it, and what they need to sustain? Because that's what these venture capitalist companies are doing. What I want you to understand very quickly is that when you focus on the forest, sometime you have to look at the tree. Let me tell you the tree. Zero knowledge proof is not the tree. What the tree is are the individual cryptocurrency projects. Look at those projects independently and ask yourself the question, are they building something in the growth of their tree that will make it stand out side of the other trees around it? If the answer is yes, then you use your abductive reasoning, not deductive. You don't have evidence of that. Abductive, you make the best decision possible. But I am not telling you to look at the tree today. What people are failing to do is they're feeding you as the retail investor the things that they believe that you're capable of understanding. And I believe, based on my analytics that I found on my platform, it says to me that individuals who watch the Underdog Research Channel are a certain type of individual. You're not coming to watch me because I look good and I have a luxurious beard, which I do. You're coming to watch me because of the fact that you know I'm telling you something that no one else is telling you. And when you look at it, all you got to do is search. You find that it's confirmation that is being confirmed by outside sources other than Underdog Research Channel. Let me wrap up everything for you and bring this conversation to a head. I want you to stay connected and watch the Connected Tissue. My link's right there. You can see my private network, or you can go and get connected in my playlist in the series. Stay connected. Until next time, this has been Underdog Research Channel.
The juices will bend.
Yeah.